Hey guys, welcome to Rated M. I am your host, TR. We got a great lineup for you guys today. And the crew is all here. The ladies are here, ready for you, and got something really big for you to listen to. We have Ruth Danessa with Domestic and International, the 411T. We have Inisa, who's going to give you food for living. We have Tawana, who's going to keep it real with you guys. And, of course, you have me, the one and only Miss TR, that's coming with you with Beauty Awareness. Don't go anywhere. Stick around and listen to what we got to say. We'll be right back. Rated M. This segment has been brought to you by SoundGuard Events, Sound System, and AV Rentals. We have gear for all occasions. Contact Mr. Henry Gibson at 201-982-4957 or email him at dj00007 at aol.com and tell him you heard it here on Rated M. Also, this segment has been sponsored by The Well Purified Water, located at 1120 Teaneck Road, Teaneck, New Jersey, 07666. For services, call 201-530-5847 or visit them on their website, www.thewellpurifiedwater.com. And don't forget to tell them that you heard it here on Rated M. Well, we're back to entertain you once again. I am your host, TR, and you're listening to Rated M. What we have coming up next is Ruth Danessa giving us the 411T on domestic and international news. All right, give us the tea.
Okay, I want to first, I don't know if you guys Michigan, and the water crisis, and how familiar you guys are with it. It's just very interesting that this town that is 70 miles from the largest clean water source is having this problem, And to give you guys a background, about 2 years ago in 2014, the mayor and some government officials decided to change the water source from Lake Huron to the Flint River, basically, and it was to save money, which proved to be a poor decision because this water wasn't treated the way normal water, and by federal standard, by law, they're supposed to treat the water, which it wasn't. So when the water came through these pipes, it was a combination of kind of like corroding the pipe. Now you have lead and iron in this water. And it was brown. It was like disgusting to even look at. Some people thought it was like sewer water when they saw it. And for 18 months, the government told them it's okay to drink it. It's okay. No, no, no. Even the mayor went on TV and drank some of this brown water.
Oh my God!
to prove that it was okay to drink. And for 18 months, they're telling them drink this water. And a lot of people are saying, is it because it's a poor town? Is it because it's a mostly minority town with Hispanics and blacks? But for 18 months, they're telling these people, and then outside source came. Even the federal government telling them that it's okay. And outside source came and checked the water and saw that the children, all the kids get tested for lead, had gone double or triple the level that were before this water started coming. So it was definitely having a health effect on people. And then finally, after 18 months, they admitted that, yeah, there is a problem. Why did it take so long? Would it have been different if it were any other place or a different demographic in that town?
See, you know I'm paranoid. I say this every time, almost before I make a comment. I feel like that was planned because it is a minority community. Nobody in their right mind is going to be like, yeah, let's drink this brown water. Right. Why would you even do something like that? And that's why it's funny to me, because of the type of community that it is. And for the mayor to go on there and drink it in front of those people, pretending like it was okay. You have sense. Nobody's going to drink water that looks like that.
But why would be the intent of them doing that intentionally? Why would be
to be racist? I told you I'm paranoid.
I myself is not denying that. I know when our water gets brown, right away I tell the kids, all right, you can wash in it, but don't brush your teeth or don't drink it. And I said that maybe one of the fire hydrants were cleaned out, or if there was a fire in the vicinity, you get that brown water because they're using the water and you get the stuff that's settled in. But what this was intentionally done. Now, and they knew
that when you see brown water. Now, if you had, I don't know, Obama on TV or down the street from your house telling you it's okay, you still wouldn't listen to him.
No, I wouldn't. You know what I would do? Because it's brown, and I would feel uncomfortable. I could see me now picking up and smelling it and saying, you know what? We're going to buy bottled water. And like I was raised when we had the brown water because of whatever problem. And like when they send out the alerts, they say boil the water. So I would have boiled the water.
Brown water?
Well, sometimes they send out we have brown water sometimes.
And you would boil it and drink it?
I don't know about me drinking it.
Anytime I seen brown water, I would let it run for some time to get it clear.
Right.
I never washed in it, washed my face or anything with it.
I wouldn't drink it. We would have to buy the water, just like when it went to remember 401, what does it call it? 2K came out. When the scare with 2K 2000.
Oh yeah.
The Y2K, right. When that came out, because we had a baby in the house, I didn't know how it was going to be, because everything's run by electronics and computers. So I invested in getting a water cooler, and we're having water delivered because we had a newborn in the house. And we made sure that we would have water. But if I was in that city, if the president kept saying that it wasn't, I know, I'm just saying that someone with authority that you have trusted, put it that way, if someone in authority you have trusted, and the mayor is showing allegedly drinking the water, I still wouldn't trust it. My sixth sense would have said, you know what, let's boil the water and we'll buy water to drink, but we'll boil the water to use it for other things.
Now, would you still pay for your water bill if it's a water that you're not using? Now, you already have this added cost to buying drinking water, right? So is it fair for you to have this added cost and you're still paying for this water that you
No. I don't think it's fair for the homeowners. I don't think it's fair for anyone. Regardless if you're paying for the water or you're not. If you're renting an apartment, if you're renting a home, or if you're a homeowner, I don't think anyone should be subject to that.
If it's not usable.
If it's not usable and it's not safe. And I look at it this way too. They knew what the deal was. They knew what the deal was. It's just that it ended up getting leaked out. That's what happened. They got caught.
And that's the thing, that if it wasn't for that, it would still be ongoing.
Right. They got caught. That's what happened. They got caught, and they're trying to cover their tracks. And they put a lot of people on death row. That's what they did. They put a lot of people on death row.
Our government that is okay with doing something like this, and what can we do to not be victim or another number to this kind of stuff?
This kind of stuff with the government, or even with companies and pharmaceutical companies hiding stuff and then eliminating certain people who are going to tell and rat them out. It's all about the dollar.
Well, we are
all about the dollar.
We are such a regulated country. I mean, everything's regulated. That's why everything's so expensive, because you have the safety checks and the triple and whatever safety check. Like even the drugs before they go through this extensive testing, or even clothes. They have to be non-flammable or made out of. We are so highly regulated. How can stuff like this still happen?
Because people get paid off. The drugs get to this country because
benefited.
people get paid off. People get paid off to keep their mouths shut. I worked for places, and I knew stuff that wasn't supposed to be. And it wasn't until, that's how I learned that when you bring it to your supervisor's attention, how you could save it, or how come, and they said they never got it, and you document it, because when the poop hits the fan, and they're saying, well, TR, you didn't let us know. And I'm like, oh, yes, I did. Here's the email, and here it shows that you received the email. And I have done that.
Yeah,
and then they stood there and looked at
it. Everything down.
Yeah, it's cover your
Ask names,
butt.
who you talk to, and everything.
Everything. Right. Because when it all comes down, it's like it's easy to pass the buck. But as long as people get away with doing things wrong. I worked for a company that many, many years back, they put artificial like bones inside the body. And certain things were like out of titanium and stuff like that when they get hip replacements and stuff like that. And certain things wouldn't be right. And I would say, well, I didn't okay it because it didn't look right. Oh, it's okay. Just let it go back, because they're going on quantity, to get that out and not quality. And then my name goes on. I said, well, no, I let them know that lot number, yada, 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 was not right. And here's the email showing that I did it. And that's how I was able to cover my. I've been in many meetings where the finger pointed at me, but because I was smart, I documented everything and it was on there. So, but that's what happens. It's all about the money, ladies. It's all about what we can get away with. There's things that pharmaceutical, even companies in your town, and you find out later on, many years by then, OSHA closed them up because of certain waste or certain things that they were doing. But because it was about the dollar, they were able to cover it up until after a while, so many children or people in the area ended up with medical issues, with cancer. So what else do you have for us?
I want to talk about this lady from Melbourne, Australia. Well, she was originally from Burundi in Africa. Did you see
I
that?
read about that, yeah.
And the lady went back home for a funeral to Burundi, Africa.
Yes, it was her mother-in-law.
Stepmother. Right, and she went with her husband, and she was apparently she was in the hotel, and she was upset about the whole thing, the family member passing away. And her husband said, oh, go outside and get some air. And as soon as she stepped outside, these three men came at gunpoint and put her in a vehicle, and they took her away. And they told her, they had a recording of her husband ordering them to kill her. He had hired these 3 men to kill her husband. The motive is still unknown, but men.
That's about to ask why.
So they said, we don't feel comfortable killing women, and they didn't want to kill her, but we're going to tell your husband that we killed you, and we're going to keep his money, like we did the job. And they apparently knew her family, and that was one of the reasons also she wasn't killed. So he goes back home, he's mourning, he has people come, to mourn with him at his house and pay him respect. And then she had already contacted a pastor and some people to let them know what was going on, and she had come back home independent of him by herself. Mm-hmm. And when the last mourners left the house and she showed up, and he was like freaking out because it's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be dead. I pay all this money for you to be dead. And then he finally admitted to ordering her death. And I thought that was a very brave thing of her.
Yes, and guess what? He only got 9 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Only 9 years. The joke was go to Australia and kill someone because you only get 9 years for it.
But I think it was 9 years for attempted, because if it would have happened for real, like if somebody would have really died, it would have been different. But because it was an attempt.
Yeah, well, they should have charged him like it really happened, even though it didn't happen.
How much is divorce in Australia that he felt like he had to kill her?
They have 8 kids. She had 5 kids from a prior relationship and then 3 with him. So it was 8 kids and now she's left to raise them by herself anyway. So.
Well, not that she would want him after she found out what he tried to do.
No, she was really heartbroken, and she said that when she sleeps, all she hears is that him saying kill her on the phone.
I just don't understand how anybody could do that to their children, to take a parent away from their children.
And it had nothing to do with money. He felt that she was cheating on him.
And they have his 3 kids. I mean, she has 5 from another. But it's like, how can you do that to your kids? Take their mother away from them. Like, and it was obviously planned out. It wasn't something. It was premeditated. There was a plan behind it. It wasn't like a crime of passion when you at the moment you find somebody.
Did he say why he was trying to do it?
Yeah, he said that he felt that she was cheating on him. She said it was all in his head. She wasn't cheating on him.
What do you mean she was? Come on.
She was really upset. She was really upset. She said she couldn't believe he would do something like that to her.
But that's another thing I don't understand about people when they're so angry at their spouse. If you're so angry at your spouse, why you want to kill them? Kill yourself if you don't want to deal with it.
I wouldn't say kill yourself. I would say just leave.
Yeah.
That's how I treat any relationship. I'm not going to fight with you.
But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to understand how in their mind frame that they have they feel that it's okay for them still to have air to breathe and, live life, and the other person doesn't. That's what confused me about people when they go into killing their spouse.
When I read it, I started laughing because when she busted him and came out, he held his head and he was freaking out. And then he said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yep. And she went ballistic, but she said she had gotten contact with her pastor, right? And some other, and they helped her, and the police, and they helped her come back over here.
And he actually admitted to planning this. And lastly, tomorrow is Super Bowl, so are you guys going to be watching? Who are you rooting for? Do you
I'm
care?
Just make fun of people. I'm going to just make fun of people's teams. That's what I do.
Do you watch
it? I'm going to somebody's Super Bowl
halftime I probably watch.
I'm going, but I'm not even in sports, so I can't even tell you who I'm going to see. I think I'm just going to flirt with who's here.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm straight up. I'm not a sports person. Mm-hmm. So if I go somewhere, if there's a lot of people, I may help host. The hostess, clean up, get with the women. The women that are into it, we sit with the guys. And the women that aren't, well, you know what we do. We hang out in the kitchen and get up and serve and tell lies and exaggerate and,
you guys watch
talk.
The commercials? It's like a $2.5 million for a 30-second spot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys watch the commercials at all?
Yeah, that's the only thing I'll probably watch because they're hilarious. They had some of them on YouTube. Did you see the one with Ryanville?
No.
So they had, I forget his.
Oh yes,
with the actor.
Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where the 2 girls drive through Ryanville and everybody is him, and they're supposed to be like so hot, and a Ryan is arresting another Ryan for speeding. A bunch of Ryans are playing football on the lawn. It's hilarious. It was funny.
I'm just
No.
amazed how much money they make. That they pay
Yeah,
for this
if I
stuff.
go someplace, if I go, I'll chill out, eat. You know how that is, belch, and do stuff like that. I'm really not interested. If they have something here at the Art Factory, I'll be here at the Art Factory to help out. You know, if they get the
Okay.
TV and everything set up here. But if not, I'll probably be chilling out doing next week's Rated M,
Okay.
getting
know.
things together.
The Monday after Super Bowl is the most call out Monday that people call out of work the whole year. Like they say, it's like
Really?
they say it's like 23% of the workforce that calls out.
Probably because they get drunk and everything, and
The
they're so
Monday
worn
after.
out.
The Monday after. So that's all I got. But stay safe tomorrow and try to go to work on Monday.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. On that note, we'll be right back, folks, with Rated M. And who we got coming up next is Anissa with Fruitful Living. We'll be right back, folks. Rated M. This segment has been brought to you by MK Images. Capture your expressions for life. Located at 70 Spruce Street, Patterson, New Jersey, 3rd floor. Services call 862-239-9875 or send an email to gs.wkdr@gmail.com and tell me you heard it here on Rated M. Also, neat and clean cleaner services. We will make gray clouds turn to sunshine. For services, call 551-404-4549 and tell them you heard it here on Rated M. Hi there, I'm your host, TR, for those who are just turning in. You're listening to Rated M, and what we got coming up next is Anissa. Anissa is going to be talking about working while single. Okay, Inisa.
So last week I read from the Book of Songs, about sex and how it should be done, how it's not anything to be embarrassed about, but how it should be done in an orderly fashion, so to speak. Today, and I'm speaking about working while you're single. So, and I have my notes in front of me and I got lost. So working while you're waiting for marriage, if that is God's plan for you to be married. I don't think marriage is for everyone. Marriage may not be for me, for example. So Ecclesiastes 12:13 says, "Fear God and His commandments. That is the whole duty of everyone." So I put a question on my Facebook. I said, "Is marriage the goal?" And I got a few comments back, and I'm gonna read some of them. Hey, ladies, I'm gonna give you a shout out too.
Is married what?
Is marriage the goal?
The
Is
goal.
that the ultimate
Okay.
goal in life? It's to be married. One of my friends said, besides education, yes, marriage is the goal. Few of her reasons were they are expectations from the family, from her friends, from people that know her when she grew up, because it is a testament to how she was raised the right way. Her culture is they expect you to grow up and to get married eventually. Another one of my friends, two of them actually said love is the goal, Ryan and Erica. And one of my favorite responses was something I agree with, of course, and you'll hear why after I repeat it. Alyssa Marie said, nope, the goal is the ultimate wedding with Jesus when he's returned for his bride. Can't wait to be with him forever. She, of course, is also a fellow Christian. So my question is, which I also should ask on Facebook, is what are we doing while we're single? Are we dreaming of our knights in shining armors, or are we actually putting ourselves to work? So what I was thinking, and I've agreed with this for a long time, is that our life's work should be to glorify God. If we're single right now, that's the best thing, and I know not all of us are. I know that the best thing to do while you're single is not to be dreaming up Mr. Right. We should have our hands to the plow while we're not with somebody, because I think people or women my age and younger don't understand that marriage is work. I think marriage is looked at that gushy, looked at as that those gushy stuff in the movies. Oh, my boyfriend called, he texted me this time, and he texted me that time, and I get to hug him and cuddle with him after we both get off work. Any relationship is work. Marriage is more work, I should think, because there are two different individuals coming together, and you have to form a team. You have to work together. I don't know if I'm ready for. I know I'm not ready for marriage. I don't know if I'm meant to be married yet, because where I am in life, I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to consider another person's anything all the time and put another person before myself. Is that selfish? Yeah. So I'm not. I just know that that's not where I am in life. But I know while I'm not there yet, I could be working on myself. I can be putting my hands to the plow and speaking to people about Christ, working on my blog 24 Nadas, being a part of Rated M, and not just saying, when is he going to come? When am I going to meet him? Where are we going to meet at? What is he going to look like? How many kids are we going to have? Is he going to be 5'2" or 5'3"? You know, things of that nature. So, again, for some of us, all of us, and I know Ruth, you're married right now, but what was it like before you got married? Were you working and single, or was it just like, was marriage the goal for you?
No, marriage was not the goal, but I think people should work in finding out what they like and they don't like and what makes them happy, because I think your happiness shouldn't depend on a person. It should be complemented by them. Mm-hmm. You should be able to be happy by yourself or with somebody else. Mm-hmm. But you should not be, if he didn't call me, I'm not happy. If I didn't get the person, I'm not happy. You should be happy and then have somebody to complement your happiness. And like you said, you become we, and you have to find out who you are first and don't let somebody come and define you. So I think you should definitely spend time working on yourself and discovering yourself and who you are, before you join with other people, and let them complement who you are, not define you.
Mhm.
I agree. I agree 100%. You couldn't have said it any better. And like I look at it that God says that we are to take care of and find. They said a marriage is 50-50. A marriage is not 50-50. A marriage is 100%, 100%. Although your 100% may be different.
Right.
Okay, it's 100% of yourself, and it takes a lot of dying to oneself. You know, and denying oneself at times to be able to please the other one. You know, it's not, you're not always right. And then when you are right, it's really compromising and working with one another and knowing the do's and don'ts. And that's something that's a learning experience through always with that. Always. What works today doesn't mean it'll work tomorrow. And what you could get away with me today doesn't mean you could be able to get away with it tomorrow with me. It's a working process, but I look at it this way. While you're single, men and women, do yourself, find yourself, because if you don't have peace within yourself, and you're going to look to an outsider for peace, and then when they don't do the right thing because they're not perfect, you're going to define yourself by how they do. But if you matter within yourself and you know what you want, you love yourself, and stuff like that, when they don't measure up, that doesn't define who you are.
Now, maybe
You'll be able to agree what God says about you, not what somebody else says about you.
well, with me, I was married, and I think when I got married at the time when I was thinking about marriage, to me that was my goal, because I felt like, okay, you know, I'm ready to be so settled and just do, you know, all the wife duties and, you know, this, that, and the third. So when I got married, that was my goal. But, I mean, during the marriage, and I guess maybe because I was younger, I didn't realize how much it took for two people to be married, because I was so focused on what I knew that I can give in a marriage, but I wasn't concentrating what he should be giving me in a marriage. I don't know if it was because, you know, like I said, I was younger, so maybe I felt like the wife, you know, everything was the wife, and you just supposed to be very understanding to the husband. I didn't really sit and think. I knew it was 50-50 or 100, but I think at the time when I did it, it was more, I just had on the table what I knew I could bring as the wife, and I didn't really, you know, concentrate on what my husband was supposed to bring to me as the husband as well. I don't regret being married. I would love to get married again, but I just think, like you said and TR said, like, it's supposed to be 100, you know, 100. And when you do get married, you definitely should know what you're walking into as far as marriage. So that was my goal. So I thought when I was, you know, a little younger.
I do wonder how much of, because we grow up with this fairy tale wedding,
Yeah.
and this, how much of it is coming from us wanting to be married or the goal to be married, and how much is influenced, like your family's expectation, outside
Right.
expectation. How much of it is you truly wanting to get there, and how much of it is expectation of other people wanting you to get there.
Right.
Right. And I agree with that, definitely, what you're saying, because I know my mother and my grandmother, they want me to get married. But it's been said enough. It's not so much that they're pushing, but it's said enough that I know that that's what they expect of me. And I had to say to them, like, I don't even know if I'm the person that should be married. I don't know if that's for me. I really enjoy being by myself.
Well, that's good you think like that before you do it, because a lot of times, you know, most of us, we don't think like that. Because like I said, that was my goal, that was my fairy tale, the big wedding, the gown, the wife, you know, the settling down and, you know, things like that. I didn't think like, okay, well, am I really ready for, you know, blah, 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 blah. Not even, I didn't think was I ready. I didn't think if he will be,
right,
you know, ready. But, I mean, it happened, but that's a good way that you're looking at it now before you rushing it. Like Tiara said and Ruth said, you know, get to know yourself first to really understand, you know, what you want.
Mhm.
And you hear about people planning for a wedding for like a year, and they put so much effort into the flowers and the cake and the dress, and nobody thinks about afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody puts an effort to afterwards.
They're like, when I don't want to look at you no more.
Yeah, it's like they fix it and they put so much detail and effort into this and put nothing into the marriage.
And then with this generation, TR, it's much different from when you guys got married. Y'all really, you grew up to understand, what it was to really be married and, like you said, to work for it and, to try to keep it going. Our generation is just like, we just give up quick. We got married, and after we done planned the big flowers, the big, all of this big extravagant stuff, to where it's though back in your days, like we had on my show, it was really about love. Like you really loved one another. So even when things went wrong, you wanted to
You stuck
work
it out, and
right.
so you worked out. Even if there was infidelity, you tried to stick it out a little bit to see if it worked, or you went for counseling. And if it didn't work, then you parted.
Right.
And even then, you didn't even part. You just had a legal separation to give that time away to see if it could be pushed back together. Because that was the purpose of legal separation. It's just that sometimes when you are apart from one another and you're able to think things out, then you can come back together. So it's like back then it was a process that you just didn't get divorced right away. It was a process. You got a legal separation by the courts, and then after a certain time you went back in front of the courts.
Oh yeah.
And if it didn't, and if it still wasn't right, then you had grounds, because the judge would say, well, did you go to counseling? Did you do this? To try to make marriage was considered sacred. It wasn't so that you could just say, I'll wait, let's try the next person.
And now you see like billboards, divorce $500. Have you guys seen those?
Yeah,
billboards?
$200.
Divorce
Yeah.
$500. Just
They're
like,
making money off that.
Yeah.
So it was like before you got a divorce, you had to get a legal separation and then go back in front of the judge to see if it'll work. If you went through all the formalities that they expect, and if it still didn't work, then you were able to get a divorce.
And I guess that's why you still see some people that have been separated, but they're still married, because it's certain steps, or they have things together that it's a big deal.
It got
Certain
rocky,
people
but
are
after a
married.
while, they did certain things and it worked out, and now they're walking in the park holding hands, or they're sitting on the porch all together, rocking in the rocking chair. And then when you ask her, what did you do? And she'll say, oh, Mr. Johnson wasn't always what you see the way he was for. He was something else, and he brought me through this. But we valued what we had and with our kids. And I can't see myself, no, I can't even say that, because I have had someone cheat on me and I've taken them back. All right, I have done that. I have done that twice. Twice with two different individuals. They cheated on me and I took them back. And I try to work on it to find out what was it. Was it me, or was he just being selfish and greedy and just want to feel like he wanted brownie points, stripes upon his shoulder? But marriage then, like you said, it was something that was worked. And it was something that was honored. And if he got a divorce, it was like he had a hard time doing it, because it also brought shame upon the family back then, too.
Right.
So.
But I would say marriage is a beautiful thing. Yes, I wish my marriage would have worked, but unfortunately it didn't. But it don't discourage me to want to do it again.
But God always says that you have to be okay being single
You
before
have to
you
be
come. Yeah, you.
content in Him first.
Yeah.
And then through Him, if it is for you, He will allow you to find your mate. And Ruth and TR, you guys made 2 points that I want to touch upon before I close. If you are not content within yourself, you will not be happy with someone else.
Won't.
And I think that's, I don't know, because I'm still
Both
young.
sides.
So I can't speak too much about the older generation because I'm in the young generation. But I see that a lot with my young peers, where they get in a relationship and they're so happy for a week, and then the boy's running off doing whatever, and the girl's running off being flirtatious and showing off whatever. It's because it's not the other person. It's a piece that they don't have within themselves. And they're going out trying to find it everywhere else, and they're not going to find it. So you have to find it within yourself first. Work. Don't dream about future him or her. Work on yourself, on your future. Find that content that contentment within Christ, because that's what I believe, that we're only going to find full contentment and a full peace within Him. It's not within another person. Mm-hmm. I don't believe a half of a person and another half of a person will make you whole. It's 100% and 100%. One whole person and another whole person. Those statements, you complete me, I don't believe in that. Mm-hmm. Don't come to me with it.
No, I believe that 100% of you and 100% of you, and then you come, because it's like one whole,
comes together.
Not one half of a whole and another half of a whole making one. It's two whole people that come together to make the ultimate one.
So yeah, that's all I have today.
Okay.
Work while you're single.
Well, yeah. I agree. But on that note, guys, we'll be right back. Rated M, and we're coming back with Tawana and Keeping It Real. See you in a minute. This next segment has been sponsored by Infinite Sounds DJ. DJs for all occasions, located at 70 Spruce Street, Patterson, New Jersey, 3rd floor. For bookings, call 201-362-7611 or send an email to gs.wkdr@gmail.com and tell me you heard it here on Rated M. Also, Spotless Car Care, auto detailing by hand, located at 194 Hargreaves Avenue, Teaneck, New Jersey, 07666. Contact Nikhil Hanna at 201-962-2139 and tell them that you heard it here on Rated M. Hey guys, I'm TR. I'm your host, and I'm here with the rest of my fine crew, Rated M. we got coming up next? Tawana? We're keeping it real.
Hey. I just wanted to talk about users. Like, do you guys have like these coworkers or friends that when you're having a function or you're going out, or people that just order stuff and don't give up their money up front? Like, I hate dealing with people like that. Like, they'll make these orders. Like, say in the morning you saying you're going to Dunkin' Donuts, or for lunch you're going to Wendy's, and they say, oh, just can you bring me back a fry and a burger and a drink, but they don't go in their pocket to get the money. Or if you having a function and everybody is ordering something, they ordering the big meals and they ain't put no money, with the meal. I don't like that. To me, that's just users, because some people, they feel like, and I'm not saying as a friend or a co-worker that I won't pick you up a meal, but some people starts to take advantage of that all the time and just think that it get to the point they like, hey, where you going for lunch? So they just like now just automatically just throwing it.
Oh, they just piggybacking.
Yeah, I don't like that. Now, if somebody say, listen, I really don't have it today, T. You think you could, lend me $3 or $4. Can you bring me something back? I don't have a problem with that. But people who just does that frequently, to me, I feel like they are users. Or people who always say, oh, I got my credit card, I ain't got cash. But you knew we was coming somewhere and you know you need cash. So why would you say, I only got my credit card? They take checks?
Okay, so I have a question about that. So that's when people do it in abundance. Because I know when people offer me something, like, I don't want to take them up on the offer, because I don't want them to be like, oh, this girl always going to do this now. Mm-hmm. And I feel kind of weird about how to approach social situations like that.
Right.
But you said keyword frequently.
Right.
Okay. So,
right.
All right. That's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just like, have you guys ever been around people that just frequently do that? Like, to me, that's so annoying, man.
I'm always broke, so I don't have to worry.
Wow.
I have a friend who, every time I see her phone number and I answer, I'm like, okay, what else you want? Because I know it's coming. Whether can you do this, or can you give me this? You'll go months without hearing from this person, and when you see the phone, you know it's coming. So I can relate.
Yeah, I just can't deal with that.
But I think people will go as far as you let them. If you call them out on it,
I agree.
Embarrass them.
But you know what? Sometimes you don't want to be petty over $3. But at the end of the day, I mean,
it's not about the $3.
Right. It starts to add up. Mm-hmm. And like we said, I think sometimes people just start to take like advantage of that. It's like now they waiting for lunchtime just to see if you going out. Just to be like, can you bring me back? Can you bring me back something, a hamburger?
Those are hood rat hustlers to me.
That's it. That's the name for them. Hood rat hustlers.
I call them hood rat hustlers.
The thing is, you'll stop them. They'll move to their next victim. Right?
That's true. That's true, because that's their MO. That's what they do. When I was in the workplace before I became an entrepreneur, when we would go to order, everybody will write down, but they will have their money out and the tip.
Right.
And the tip connected. So in my workplace, I've never experienced that. But I experienced girls, we going out to eat. Mm-hmm. And everybody comes up with their money. Mm-hmm. And this person says, well, I didn't come and bring it. I got the cash at the house.
No, what about the ones that when you go out to eat and they like, let me see the bill, and they feel like they should just pay for their order? I'm not saying you're supposed to pay for the whole order, because if I order steak and you just ordered a hamburger, I get it, my steak is $20 and your hamburger is $2. Mm-hmm. But people really just feel like, oh, okay, here's my $2. People sometimes don't even feel like, okay, well, let me just get $5 because I know it's $3.
But what about the tax and the tip and the drink?
Yeah.
See, that's a lesson learned. Those are people that you don't hang out with, because that's for real. Because if you know they're going to act like that, you know how they're going to be, and it also gives you clues on how they're going to act with other situations dealing with money. That lets you know, okay, if they're going to do this, and I know you're going to do that. If I don't have, and I don't have a lot. I mean, I don't have a lot often. So if I don't have it, I'm not going to go out with you. Even when people say, oh, no, I got it, no, because you got it last time. And that's just not the relationship that I want to have with you.
Right. So
I don't put myself in those predicaments where I feel like I'm going to have to owe you something, even if you don't ask.
But just like TR said, those hood rat hustlers.
And they don't feel like they owe you anything.
Yeah, this is just This is just how they do it.
I love the ones that go out and they want to order the lobster, and they expect you to pay for it. Like
I was getting ready to say that.
They order the most expensive thing on the menu and then expect you to carry them.
Yeah, they'll say, "Oh, you're like, okay, it's my treat, ladies," and I would see with the person that is offering to buy, how are they ordering? I'm even like that with a guy on a date.
Right.
I like suit. You follow suit.
I kind of follow suit, right? So, and they go, well, what you want? Order what you want. But it doesn't mean the order's the highest thing up on the menu, and I have to eat a salad to be able to pay for it.
So how do you approach situations like that? Like, how do you say, so you gonna pay for that? Like, what? How do you say what you're supposed to say to people who do these things?
I think it's not what you're supposed to say. It's just etiquette.
Right.
It's just etiquette. You don't do that.
And suppose his card don't go through. What you gonna do after you don't know what it was?
See, that's why you always have your own money, because you never know.
No, I'm saying that's
people that are like that don't have their own money.
They have no shame.
No.
They have no shame.
So what do you say to them when that happens? What do you say?
Me personally, I'm the kind of person that will handle it, but won't go out with you again.
Right.
Lesson learned. You know.
Yeah, lesson learned, because you don't say it's etiquette. When you go out with the girls or anybody, you just don't take advantage. You know, and it's like, well, if she's paying for the meal, we could at least pay for the tip.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's just certain courtesies. You know, you pay for the tip. You just don't get crazy.
I just can't get with the hood rat hustlers, especially like at your jobs and stuff, because like I said, they just get really out of hand. You know, sometimes people, even if it's just, oh, bring me a water bag. Okay, well, give me your $1 though for the water. I mean, or let me be able to say, or let people be able to say, oh, okay, I got it. You know, people don't even give you that chance to say that. It's just like, can you bring me back a number 2?
And they'll never go out. They'll never be the one to go out because they don't want to be the one putting out.
Right. Oh, I ain't got no change. Oh, yeah. You know, come up with all of this silly stuff.
They'll sit there all day without eating until you're ready to eat. Yes, I've seen those.
Yeah,
that's just pretty much it.
Hood rat hustlers, you know who they are, and when you are, that's right. And if you experience it, people, don't invite them out. And if you do, just let them, like, everybody's going Dutch. You just let it go right up front. Everyone
don't tell them you taking a lunch break. Tell them you bought your own lunch.
Or just get up and leave and don't say nothing. Oh, that's funny. On that note, folks, you're listening to Rated M, and we'll be right back with Beauty Awareness with the one and only DR. We'll see you in a second. Welcome back. You are listening to Rated M, and Rated M has been sponsored by TR Broadcast Media, located at 70 Spruce Street, Building 8, Suite E18, Patterson, New Jersey. For services, call 862-217-4443 or email trbroadcastmedia@gmail.com and tell them you heard it here on Rated M. Okay, guys, what I'm going to talk about today is using a loofah in the shower. Now, for those who don't know what a loofah is, I'm going to put it up on the screen right now, have it put up. There we go. That's a loofah. Everybody see what is up there now? What's a loofah? Now, that is, believe it or not, that is a vegetable. And let's show what the vegetable looks like. So it's green. That's what it is, people. That's one big cucumber. That's what it is. It's a cucumber.
In the shower?
And it's huge. It's huge. Okay? And going back to the other two, all right? Going back to the two loofahs that's up there, that right there, what it is peeled, and then it's dried out. And we use it for our skin. Everybody knows you see it on a paddle. Sometimes it's sliced. You see it in soap. And you clean yourself with it, and what it does is exfoliates your skin. Now, the dangers of using a loofah. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. The dangers in using a loofah. Now, when you scrub yourself with the loofah, it takes off the dead skin. It takes off. However, if you don't rinse it well or clean it out and let it dry on the outside of your shower, it's like food. It gets molded, and those dead cells from your skin gets caught up in there. And then when you wash yourself, what happens is that when you exfoliate, it takes like the first layer of your top skin off. So if that is nasty and it's been contaminated, when you wash yourself, that bacteria gets inside. And that bacteria gets inside, and you end up with really crazy, nasty stuff. And the nasty stuff is like some type of bacteria that even animals get. And it can eat your skin. So you have to, when you use it, it has, like I said, it has a high risk of turning into a bacteria party. So when you use this loofah, you have to clean it, rinse it out good in the shower. If it's on a rope or some other area in your bathroom, put it where it could dry. Don't put it in your medicine cabinet where it can't get your, put it in a part of the bathroom where it could dry out. But rinse it out very well, because your dead cells are on it. And those dead cells turn into bacteria, and moisture causes bacteria. Mm-hmm. So if you don't clean it, you can end up with some heavy duty, nasty stuff on your skin that can eat your skin, and it could cause strong infections. Now, it's good. Now, to replace it, these are the signs to replace it. If it changes its color, or it starts having even the slightest little funky smell to it. I don't care if it smells sour or whatever it is, you throw it out. If you see some black mold on it and you think it's not mold, it's something else, no, it's mold, and it's disgusting. How you can clean it, you can wash it out really good with soap, and then take it and stick it into the microwave, and the microwave will eat the bacteria up, like how you would do a sponge. You know, you clean a sponge, you rinse it out very well, and you stick it in the microwave, and it kills the bacteria on the sponge. Well, you do the same thing with the a loofah. You can also bleach it. Put it in it. That's what I do with my sponges. I bleach it. So you can also bleach it and the bacteria off of it. But overall, if you're going to use a loofah, especially the ones that I've showed you up on the screen, you got to pay most attention to it. Now, you can also use loofahs that are plastic, and you just rinse those off. You see them, the little plastic little things. They look like little flowers, and you can wash yourself with them. That right there. But you can keep that up on the screen, Ron. The loofah there. This is the original loofah, and what it is, it's a large cucumber that is peeled, and then after it's peeled and dried out, it looks like these two loofahs when it's done.
That's interesting. I think I want to make one now.
Yeah, you can buy it. You can buy it, and it dries out, and you peel it, and you let it dry out, and you use it as a washing mechanism.
Yeah. I used to get loofahs all the time, me and my mom. I just haven't had one lately because I live with not a bunch of people, with 2 more people, so space is limited. But I used to do that all the time with the loofahs and stuff. It feels like you're in a little free spot when you use a loofah.
Yeah, it's good to exfoliate your skin, definitely. And you can have the little plastic ones. You can get the kind that it's like about as big as your hand, and it has a elastic piece over it, and it's flat, and you use it and rub it up over your body. And they also come on a long wooden stick. The whole thing, you put it on, and you could scrub your back like this. These ladies are thinking other things, but scrub the back.
Plastic loofah are the little sponges.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get them at the dollar store. You see them, they're on a little tiny rope. They're like a little plastic.
Yeah.
They look almost like netting.
I don't get them from there, though, because I don't trust them.
Okay, but they're like netting, and they're good. I used to have them in my shower, and they're color-coded. So I tell everyone, this color is mine. Don't use it. I got one for everybody, so no one's attempted to use mine. But the plastic ones is not a live material, whereas the other loofah that I'm showing you that's an actual cucumber was a live source of food, so that's why it could do what it does. But it's not I don't know if it's a cucumber you could eat.
Okay,
I don't know.
You read my mind?
I don't know.
About to ask you.
You know, I don't know. I didn't look into that, but I know this is something that they use for the skin, and it's grew on an island. It's an island type fruit. Okay, on that note, we'll be back, and our next segment is going to be Real Talk. Guys, gear up to give us a call at 973-460-8931. Again, 973-460-8931. And our topic is, what is your sexy or swag? Okay, we'll be right back. Rated M. Welcome back to Rated M. You are watching all of us on the Rated M crew. And our telephone number to call in is 973-460-8931. 973-460-8931. Lines are open if you dare to call. Now, my question is, ladies, do you like sexy? What is your sexy? And what is the swag that you like? So I'm going to go with Ruth, as always. I always hit Ruth up first.
Well, I think definitely there's different take of sexy. Like people find different things sexy. I've always been fascinated by men and legs. I don't understand how that's sexy to them, but some men are like, they're leg crazy. Anyway, I think nothing compares to confidence. Somebody walks in a room and they own it, or whether it's a man or a woman. When you have that confidence, and I know a lot of people say that, like, powerful men and power is sexy, but to have that confidence that you have nothing to prove, that you could walk into a room and you don't need to compare to anybody else. It's just
it's something sexy. It just turns people on right then.
It's that confidence that you own whatever you have. Like almost you have a secret, and people want to find out about it. That's what I find. That's confidence, both in men and women.
Anissa?
Yes, I agree. Definitely, confidence is a very attractive and a turn on. When you walk in, you don't have to second guess, or okay, not confidence, not what's the other one?
Arrogance.
Yeah.
Don't like arrogance.
Cockiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. She gonna talk to me. No, I'm not.
No.
We sense that.
Yes.
So don't come in like that. What attracts me, or what I find sexy in a guy, is confidence, one, and someone who is well spoken. Like he can carry a conversation, and he's not afraid to carry a conversation. He can speak freely and not say,
Hey, yo, baby.
Yeah, like, hey, sexy. I remember I was working at the student center at Montclair State, and this guy who had a crush on me came up to the desk. I was meeting another coworker. He was like, yeah, will you get off, because you sexy, like, and I like you because you sexy, and like, I like talking to you because you sexy, and you feel me, you sexy, right? And I was like, okay, and after he left, my coworker goes, so that's how you like guys to talk to you. say you sexy. And I was a little embarrassed for him because he couldn't articulate anything else.
Right.
So being articulate and confident, I'd say sexy.
I don't want to talk about my sexiness on the radio. No, I'm kidding. I like confidence. I like a guy. I love someone with a nice smile. A smile does it for me. And I like somebody that's like very mature, and somebody that can honestly make me blush, because my personality is like, I have confidence in any room I walk into, with people or, just anything. So if he got that smile and he can make me blush, I don't even know what's up next. I don't know what's up next. But no, that's my sexiness to, like, as far as a guy. And I like a guy that can sing with a nice voice. Somebody that can sing. I think that's so attractive. A guy that really has a nice voice. I remember I dated this guy years ago, and he used to always sing Summer Rain to me by Carl Thompson.
I love that song.
And I felt so bad for him because my other two friends, it was three of us dating these guys. And he was, this should have been the man that I married. Cliff, if you are out there. No, but he actually should have been the man that I married. When I tell you, he was such a gentleman. He had his own place. He was a mailman. He knew how to sing.
He had swag then, huh?
He had it all. And I wouldn't give him the cookies for nothing.
Why?
I think because back then, I was dating my husband then, but we wasn't married. But I didn't know, what me and my husband was going to do. But I think back then, because I was younger, I needed a little more thuggish. I guess I was like, back then, now that I'm older, I don't pay attention to, like, the thug thing so much. But I think back then, I was just like,
He's a little too
he
soft
ain't,
for you.
he ain't.
Like
you know,
the bad boys back
yeah,
then.
I felt like, oh, he ain't no bad boy for me. You know, he's singing to me and, you know, whatever. But,
Oh, somebody's calling.
Oh, we got a caller on the air. All right.
That might be Cliff.
Hey, caller. You're on the air. You're speaking to TR.
I want to hear. Hi, this is England.
Okay. And you're
England Blue.
England Blue?
Yes, calling from Patterson, New Jersey.
All right. Patterson is in the house. Okay. What is your sexy and what is the swag that you like in guys?
All right, so I think my sexy is like my attitude.
Okay.
I think, you know, I got a little spunk, so it's like a turn on. Some guys like it. But for me, let's see. He has to have really, really, really nice lips.
Okay. So that's what you like. That's sexy to you. The lips. Okay.
As far as guys.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence, a nice beard. I think a nice beard. Hygiene is very sexy to me. Smelling good. I like that.
Okay, Mama. Anything else you want to give me shout outs on the air?
Nice haircut. And funny. I think sexy. Yeah, funny. You got to be real funny. You got to be able to make me laugh.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
And of course, a nice body.
Okay. Well, Inisa wants to ask you a question.
Okay.
Why beards? Like, what's sexy or attractive about a beard?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Okay. Why a beard? What is sexy about a beard?
Okay, it's just manly. It's like, you know, when you're in the bedroom, you're taking off your shirt and you look at that big, nice shape up. It's just so sexy to me. I don't know.
Okay, there we go. We have it. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for calling in.
Have a nice day.
All right, bye-bye. Now we're going to get to what I think is sexy. I like them tall. And I like a beard. I like the beard clean cut. It has to be shaped. You know, it could be thick, but it has to be clean, you know, shaped up. I like a man that smells good. He has to smell good. I think that is so sexy. They have to smell good. Because if they go out of their way to smell good, you know their hygiene and stuff is in place. And it also shows that they're putting energy into them to present and smelling good. He can't have no jacked up teeth. He can't have a yuck mouth. Yeah. That's out.
I love a smile.
You know, he has to have a decent smile. And he has to have confidence within himself because I'm a very strong-minded person. I am, as you know, can be very assertive. You know, and it's not a negative thing that I put out, but it's just my demeanor. And he has to be strong enough to know that I'm not challenging his manhood. So he has to be complete with himself and just take it, you know, she's just a very strong-minded person with her opinion, etc. And he has to be a man of his word. Sexy to me isn't like some man who has swag and he's all that good looking. I've gone out with ugly, oogly men. Mm-hmm. And they treated me so well that I didn't even see that. However, he has to be able to have a good smile. He can't be stingy in his pocket because that's sexy to me on how you do things. Right. And I'm not a woman that will take advantage of your pocket. And like I said, the smile, he has to smell good. I don't like short men. He has to be taller than me. He doesn't have to be very much taller than me, but I have to be able to put my head back a little bit and look up at him. I have to be able to do that to make him feel like he's strong up over me.
Do that again. How you going to look up at him?
See, that just hurts my neck. I don't like none of that. I look him right there.
Okay.
If I go, hey baby, no, I gotta
You know,
climb up
I
on you.
like I like that. Even if I had to get up on my toes, you know, it to me it's that's and his swag. He has to have the confidence within himself,
Right.
and he can't feel like and he because if he has the confidence within himself, he's gonna feel okay in what we have, and it will be that kind of jealousy. Now, there's a certain amount of jealousy that you both will have because
Right.
you're protected to over what you
I
feel is
agree.
yours, but it's not that cocky
Right.
jealousy.
Or that
That's
insecure.
Yeah, that insecure type jealousy.
Right.
You know, where you're blaming the other partner and all that other stuff, because that's a turtle off
You're
thing.
imagining things.
Oh,
With me,
gosh.
with my personality, that's the thing. So somebody would have to be able to understand my personality because, you know, I'm just friendly with everybody. Some people would take it as flirtatious, but I'm not I am flirty a little, but I'm flirty as far as like just my personality is like, you know, maybe starting off the conversation. You know, like I'm not the type of person that goes somewhere and my friends got to keep saying, "You all right? You okay over here?" You know, I know how to mingle with, you know, everybody. And, you know, some people when you go out, you know, your mate, they may not be, you know, have that personality. So they get insecure and they begin to, you know, be jealous. So me, I have like a real big personality that somebody would really have to be like, "Oh, that's her. She talks to everybody. She always giggling. She, you know, have fun anywhere she go." I can't really deal with somebody that's just very insecure about my personality. But I find that a lot of people, when they approach me, they like my lips.
Well, we're on that note. We're going to get back what we feel is sexy about us.
Oh, okay.
We'll be right back. Rated M. Welcome back to Rated M. I am your host, TR. We have the lines open now. The number is 973-460-8931. 973-460-8931. And the question to you people out there is, what is your sexy and swag? That's what's coming up right now. So I'm going to do my sexy. What is my sexy? My sexy is my confidence when I work in a room. That I know who I am. It's okay for me to be who I am. And I'm in control of everything that's around me. So when I walk in, it's like, yeah, I got this. But that's what I do everywhere I go.
Are people intimidated by that?
Yes, a lot of people are intimidated like that. When I was younger, and not being vain, I used to walk in a room and all eyes would just come on me. And I would just walk. When I went out, I didn't like taking a lot of girlfriends with me because they would always embarrass me. And some of them would get upset because I had a lot of attention and the drinks will come. And it was easy for a guy to buy me a drink because I didn't drink. And I would get seltzer water with a twist of lemon. So, of course, it wasn't a lot of their pockets. So they would keep coming, especially when they found out what I drank. And then they would buy the table a drink. But I always, when I walked in some place, I owned it. And a lot of guys would be attracted to me because of it. And I always gave the appearances that I don't know if you measure up to me accepting you, and don't invade my space.
To females you gave that to? Or to
male and females. Because I have had females push up on me too. So I was never insulted. I was flattered. I just told them that I didn't go that way. And thank you for wanting to buy me a drink. And with the guys, I treat them both the same. I go out to have a good time, and it wasn't for me to bring anybody home. But even at a workplace, I will go in because I always had this thing of doing your best and knowing what you're doing. So when I just went out, it was like, I had one person said, when you walk in a room, all eyes go on you. So when I walk in a room now, I'm not saying all eyes go on me that way like it would have been, during my peers. But I could flow anywhere with any type of music, with any type of group. And I have this confidence. And then I also have the gift for gab. So I will talk. So if you're going to sit at my table and you don't want to talk, it's the wrong person to sit at the table with. I've been to a wedding, and my girlfriend's son's wedding, and they said, who's that lady? Boy, she is pretty. The one with the funny glasses, because, I have my cat glasses, and I be dressed a certain way. They said, my goodness, she sure can talk. And I just look at it this way. If you're at the table, what are you doing? Just looking at one another? Talking. Most of them were on their phone, texting on their phone. And it was like, what is with these people today? They just don't talk. Hi, my name is TR. How are you? You get to talking. And I network everywhere I go, so because of the business that I'm in. But you have to have the confidence in doing what we do. You have to have confidence to come even before you. We have to have the confidence to know what we're doing and to do that. So my sexiness that I was told with men is like, wow, you act fearless sometimes. And I think that's what it is, that either you hang with me or you don't. It doesn't offend me. Okay, fine, because I have the confidence to hang by myself. I could flow and not have anyone hang with me. So what is your sexy, Ruth?
Well, I think it's a combination of confidence and my height because, it complements one another. you see people who are tall and they're hunchback and they don't want to be noticed.
Right.
They want to like hide and like don't look at me. I just like I'm taller than average. I'm 5'9", and I usually wear 3 or 4 inch heels, so I'm usually 6 feet tall when I walk into a room. So it's a combination of my height and my confidence, and on in the room. And like you said, it's just about, I think, knowing who you are, not having to be defined by anything or anyone, waiting to see what's happening in this room to see which way I'm going to act. No, just be yourself no matter what.
Right. How about you, Anissa?
I think my sexiness is just my fun demeanor. I like to have fun. I like to be silly. And usually amongst my friends back in the day, because now I'm a loner, usually my friends, people would invite me to stuff and they expected to have a good time around me. Because I was always the one making people laugh and making jokes. That's just what I like to do. I was always kind of clownish. So I think that's my sexiness. Now physically, what I've been told is that like the lips, like Tawana.
No, we're not going to talk about
We're
that
not gonna
yet.
go there?
Not yet,
The
not
lips,
yet. What is your sexiness?
My sexiness is the same thing. My confidence when I walk up into a room full of people. It doesn't matter if someone wants to communicate or not. I will find my own communication and know how to just mingle and not really care if how someone feels about it. And I like to be around other people that understands that same kind of vibe of confidence. So, I mean, once you're in a connection with people that, they have that same confidence, or even if they don't have that same confidence, but they understand that confidence, because I always hear a lot of people say to me, like, one thing I like about you is, like, your personality, and you're not afraid, you love to go in and do what you got to do, and nothing bothers you about how someone may feel or, may look at you or think about you, because you really hold that confidence when you come inside of a building, to where as though even if someone thought something different of you, once they get to communicate with you, they understand, who you are.
Okay. Well, on that note, we'll be right back, and we're going to find out what do we feel is sexy on our body that is all that in a bag of chips. So we'll be right back. Rated M. Welcome back to Rated M. I am your host, TR. Now, the question is what is our sexy? That's what's coming up next. However, we have a caller on the line. Hi, caller. State your name. Caller. Caller, you're live on the air. Okay, we lost that caller. Okay, until if they decide to call back, 973-460-8931. 973-460-8931. Okay, my sexiness that I feel that is sexy, my lips. I always get complimented on my lips. That's it, my lips. That's about it. And I have taken pictures of my lips with different ways, of course, wax. And posted them. And when I used to be on the dating sites, and the guys would respond just like that behind me posting my lips. Okay, go ahead. Yes, we know the routine of going around.
My smile. People say I have really nice teeth.
Yes, yes, you
I
do.
agree.
They're very white. Yes.
And I don't bleach them, and I don't think I could take credit for this. I think it's good genes. My mom, who's 67, has never even had a cavity in her life.
Oh.
She has great teeth, and I think I can't take credit. It's good genes.
Oh, okay.
But my smile.
Okay.
So I've been told it's my lips. I've been told it's my smile. So some people, this baffles me. I've been told also it's my eyes. And I've had glasses since 3rd grade. So I'm like, I got these big windows covering my face. How can you say it's my eyes? And my eyes aren't any like spectacular color. They're dark brown, which is like most of the world. But I told that to somebody. I'm like, what are you seeing? They're like, I know, I love it. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you like. Okay. But I stare at my own eyes sometimes because I'm conceited. And I'm like, I like my eyes too. Hey, I do that.
I have been told my lips because I have a beauty mark. I have been told my complexion. So my lips, my smile. I have been told my smile and my complexion.
I like how you paused after you said beauty mark so you could let us all get a
good look.
My beauty mark.
And I have been told I was a good kisser.
Ooh.
She's such a good kisser.
We have to get that close first to find out.
Got lipstick on her neck. Oh, baby. That's by Usher.
Yeah, he's talking about some other kind of kissing, too.
Oh. Alrighty then.
I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah, he was talking about some other kind. Oh, we got a caller. Wow, this caller's coming from Colorado.
Oh, hey.
All right. Hey there, caller. You're on the air. You're talking with TR. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. We all are. Your name, please?
Well, it's your cousin Shima calling all the way from Colorado Springs.
Okay, Shima. Whose cousin? Mine? Whose cousin?
It's I'm Shima, Tawana's cousin.
Oh, Tawana's cousin. She's over here grinning. I was like, okay, I don't remember having somebody from Colorado with family. Hi, sweetheart. Now, did you hear the question?
Yeah. So I have 3 things I would have to say that will bring out the sexiness or whatever it is. I'll have to say my eyes.
Your thighs?
Motivation and self-confidence.
So we're talking about your thighs, meaning your legs? You're talking about your thighs or your eyes? Okay.
My eyes.
Okay,
Yes.
Your eyes, your confidence, and you gave 3. What was the other one?
Motivation.
Your motivation. All right. Now, what are you looking for a guy that you think is sexy or has a swag?
Well, I mean, anything could be sexy as far as men. I mean, I already have a husband, but when I look for something that's sexy, it has to be their personality, for one, the way that they keep themselves. They have to be well groomed. Their smile. I mean, it could be a variety of different things.
What attracted you to your husband? His what?
That's what I just mentioned, honey.
Okay.
His humor, yes, ma'am. His humor, number one. I mean, his personality, number two. I love a man that smells good, number three. I mean, the whole shebang.
And his curry chicken he cooked.
And that curry chicken, too, and he's a chef. He
Oh, yeah. I think a man that cooks is definitely sexy. Boy, that could make my eyes roll back in the back of my head, that food. Yeah, a man that cooks is sexy. And a lot of women are starting to lean towards that man that cooks. And when he cooks for you, it makes you feel special. Instead of always being the other way around and him waiting on you, you start to really feel special. But thank you, sweetheart, from calling all the way from Colorado. We're at the same time and same station. You can hit us up every week. Talk to you soon. Right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. So, wow. Well, guys, we're getting ready to call it a night. We got snow coming to New Jersey in a couple of days, and we're going to be dealing with the snow. Hopefully, when we come back, we'll talk to you about the snow in the past and that we won't be in it. We're going to have some hot topics. Next week's Real Talk topic is going to be deadbeat moms. That's our next topic for next week, and hopefully you'll call in and give us your opinion on us talking about that. But on that note, we thank you for watching us and supporting our movement. We're going to be here at the same time at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, GS Radio. You can go to my website, which is trbroadcastmedia.webs.com, and you can watch the program. I am on Facebook as TRTR. Facebook also rated M for mature. Instagram is TRTRTR56, and Twitter is TRBC Media. So I got it all rounded out there. You can hit me up on Facebook, like I said, and you can tell us what you would like for us to bring to the topic and at the round table here. So we all say good night. Thank you for the support, and we say love you and bye. See you next time. Rated M.